If you're not familiar with Shadow Systems, it's time for a proper introduction. This isn't the first time I've talked about Shadow Systems. In fact, many years ago, I featured their custom slide and barrel before they made full guns. But for a few years now, they've been making full pistols, and they are nice. For starters, it's what we call a Glock clone, clearly built on the Glock design, but with some significant changes. Well, I don't like Glocks, you say. So I'm not interested, you say. But most people that I know who don't like a Glock handgun feel that way for one of two reasons. Either the grip angle doesn't suit them, or they hate the trigger. Neither of those complaints are really valid with the MR920L and other pistols from Shadow Systems. The triggers are nice, and the grip angle is user adjustable. They do need a break-in. These guns are made tight. They have tight tolerances and tight specs, which means they need some break-in. They say 200 rounds. So I'm going to put at least 200 rounds through it today, even if it's just mag dumps or whatever, just to sort of make sure I hit that point of break-in. So, very first rounds. The first 100 rounds, at least, is going to be Remington UMC, 115 grain ball. And I actually have 200 rounds of Remington with me, so I may even do the whole 200 rounds of the same ammo, or I may mix it up. Haven't decided yet. All right, here we go. Very first rounds. 12 yards is the distance to that target. Man, I love these sights. What a good sight picture. And what a good trigger. Oh. So we have a stoppage. It was a feeding issue. So I'm going to put that one back in the top of the mag. And now we're good. All right, back to it. All right, one little hiccup. Again, they do state a break-in period, so I always offer forgiveness for that. These parts do need to wear in together, and you know, those tolerances, like as I said, are very tight. Man, I'll tell you what, while I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, this thing, I have no doubt so far with what I'm seeing, one mag in, 15 rounds, but with what I'm seeing so far, I know that if I were capable, which I'm not, if I were capable of doing what I needed to do, this could be a one-hole gun. Excellent trigger. Starting to develop that Glock ejection pattern, isn't it? And we have another stoppage. As far as the ejection pattern, I think that's just inherent in the design, probably to a degree. And this is a Glock pattern handgun, make no mistake. So it seems like when it does stop, it stops with the feeding process.
man. Well, I'm 2 magazines in. That's 30 rounds. I'm shooting the P-mags that came with the gun. Wow, I'm pretty impressed. I have to tell you, pretty impressed. I'm just looking in the manual here for this Shadow Systems pistol. And I remember when I was a kid, the Jackson 5 telling me that ABC was easy as 1, 2, 3. And I just want to give a nod that Shadow Systems is confirming that right here. Okay, back to it. I have reloaded the magazines. And I'm going to try to stick, I may deviate, but I'm going to try to stick to just shooting these 2 P-mags. Again, the sort of break-in and testing of everything that comes in the package and not bring any extraneous things into the mix. So still sticking with the Remington UMC, that upper middle class ammo. And I can already tell by the way the slide feels when it goes home that it's starting to break in. All right, back to it. Let me try some headshots. It looks like I am slightly to the right. And if that remained consistent, although that one's pretty dead center, I would make an adjustment. Like I said, when I do what I need to do, which is no gimme, this thing does exactly what it's supposed to do. Uh-oh. I'm pretty sure the last round ejected, which means the next one fed. So one of 2 things. We either have a primer that didn't detonate or a magazine that didn't lock the slide open. We'll give it a few seconds, make sure that it's not a hang fire. While I'm doing that, just want to say, wow, look at that target. So, I mean, it's, you know, I should go walk down there when I'm done with these 2 magazines. I will do that. I'll go walk and just hold up my fist next to those groups just to give you some perspective. But, and again, that's only 12 yards away. That's not, you know, crazy far. It's also not, I'm not right on top of it either. And that is just so good. And any deviation you see there, that's me. That's 100% me. I have no doubt at all that that this gun could probably make a ragged one-hole group at 25 yards all day long. All right, see what we got here. All right, we have a big dimple in that primer, but no detonation. So that was probably the ammo. That's a very deep dent in the primer. It didn't go off. So that's an ammunition issue, not the gun. But we will reload that 1 round and try it again. And if it goes, we'll continue on. All right, back to the head. Now, where was I? There we go. So I talked about the sights a little bit. What a great sight picture. I love the blackout rear and that beautiful, high glowing, bright yellow, whatever it is, front sight. Incredible. All right. Gun feels great in the hand, in my hand anyway. The magwell is perfect. I mean, my pinky is just snug against it, and my middle finger is snug up under the trigger guard. It makes it a perfect fit for me. Your mileage may vary because your hand size may vary, but it's very comfortable. Texture of the gun is really nice, and I like this grip angle. This is a grip angle I like. It is not a Glock grip angle. Going with the more M&P style grip angle here. It's even looser now than it was the last time, so you know I can really feel the break-in starting to wear these parts in and loosen things up. That slide feels completely different going home than it did, you know, 4 magazines ago. Okay, back at it. I will measure this trigger for you. I wanted to wait till after the break-in to do that. I'm not going to say it's light, and I don't expect it to be light. 5.5, 6 pounds is what I probably am going to see. But it is super crisp. Great reset, of course. You know, the Glock design allows for that. And it is just putting them in the same spot all day long. And probably another feeding issue. So this is 3 feeding issues. All right. Wow, what a shooter. What a shooter. So, you know, it is a Glock pattern gun. As I've said, everything is right where you expect it to be. Has the large magazine disconnect button, like the Gen 4, Gen 5s. And really nice beaver tail. That extended beaver tail is, I don't need it that much because my hands are small and I don't have a lot of extra meat up in here. But for some folks who do, that will be very much appreciated. But even for me, the more beaver tail you have out here, the more leverage or the more counter leverage you've got your hand up underneath. So that helps. That helps to control that. So back to it. All right, this 10 rounds that I have loaded in the magazine now is the last 10 of the first 100. See, if this was a first 100 video, I'd be almost done. I could go home. But no, I got to stick around and shoot 100 more. Oh, poor me. Having to put more rounds through such a nice gun. What a shame. on a beautiful spring day, too, at that. I know, right? Right there before the grace of God goes you. All right, the last 10 of not a good start. Let me see if I can just nudge it. Yep. All right. So not too bad. Able to just sort of nudge it with my thumb and get it in battery. So the problems I had with with the misfires on the Remington ammo, and for all I know, the ammo itself could be contributing to these problems chambering too. If the crimps aren't good or whatever. So anyway, that kind of made up my mind. We're not going to do 200 rounds of Remington. I'm going to switch over to probably a couple others. I'll mix some stuff up and we'll see how we do from there. But right now I'm going to finish up the last 10 of the first 100. And then I'll give you something more interesting to look at than just me and that pink target. I'll come back and talk to you some more. Okay, something slightly more interesting. I have replaced the steel target with a paper target and the orange dot aim point on it, and that is at the same distance, 12 yards downrange. I have switched over ammo. Actually, when I was filming the close-up shots that'll be interspersed throughout this video, when I started filming those shots, I switched over to ammo incorporated ammo, something that I've been using lately and really like, and I hope I can get more. I can't even remember where I got it. Anyway, that's what I'm shooting right now. I only have like 20 rounds or 24 rounds of that left. So I'm going to put all of those rounds, hopefully, into that orange dot, or as close to it as I can get. Like a Glock, I think this has about a tight 6 o'clock hold from what I was seeing on the steel. And it looks like that is correct. I think I flinched, pulled one a little bit low, but still, man, this thing is accurate, very accurate. And as I say all the time, it's not about how accurate the gun is mechanically, although this one obviously is. It's how accurate can I shoot it. All right, it looks like out of 24 rounds, it looks like all but one hit the orange. I think I got one touching over to the right side at the 3 o'clock position. But other than the one I threw a little bit low at the 6 o'clock position, it looks like they all found their mark. That's 24 rounds of ammo incorporated. 124 grain, I believe it is. If that's wrong, I'll make a correction here on the screen. But yeah, what a shooter. What a shooter. And it's just easy to shoot it well. So the qualifiers to that are that I have the M&P angle backstrap. If this was a Glock backstrap, I would have struggled a lot more, to be honest, because I have a hard time with that angle. But the fact that you can go M&P, Glock, or 1911 grip angle is a huge plus for the Shadow systems, because those are really kind of the big three as far as the ergonomics and the grip angle. Well, I think I'm going to stick with the one I'm using.
The gun comes with multiple grip back straps that are designed to provide either a Glock, M&P, or 1911 grip angle, and the same feel. The sights are night vision with a tritium in the front. They sit up nice and high. The rear is a serrated blackout, and they co-witness over the red dot very nicely. Speaking of red dots, the slide is pre-cut for an optics mount, and Shadow Systems uses a very clever design that allows you to fit all the major optics brands without an adapter plate. This keeps the optic as low as possible on the gun while providing a precision fit, and everything you need is included. The MR920L is the Glock 17 length slide on a Glock 19 height frame. This has become a popular configuration. The overall length is 7 9/16 inches without the optional threaded barrel. The height is 4 3/4 inches, and it weighs 22 ounces with an empty magazine. Those magazines are Magpul PMag 15 rounders, and you get 2 of them. Slide and barrel are both stainless steel. The barrel has traditional lands and grooves, so you can shoot lead bullets if you want, and it's listed as match grade. It's available in a black nitride finish or the bronze finish that you see here. It has spiral fluting to help keep grit from interfering, and let's be honest, because it looks great. The trigger is aluminum with a mostly flat face, and it pulls between 4.5 and 5 pounds. It's a tight, crisp break with a great reset. Extras include extended beaver tail and the magwell that you can opt to use or not use. There are a lot of things that separate a Shadow Systems pistol from the pack. Some are obvious and some are more subtle. Here are a few of my favorites. I like the way the front and rear serration areas of the slide are sort of a relief cut into the slide, leaving a pronounced grab handle area at the rear. I like that the frame and slide gap under the barrel is even, not at all warped like a Glock, which looks like somebody left it on the dashboard of the car on a hot summer day in Tucson. I love the way the grip fits my hand with the flared magwell, and I like the texture of the grip. And I like the aesthetics of the pistol. I'll be honest, this is a great looking gun, especially with the bronze barrel. Okay, here are a couple of things I don't like so much. Number one, the break-in period. I mean, I get it. This is a tight gun, and it's accurate as hell. And the break-in period is just part of what it takes to make a tight gun and an accurate gun. But it makes it hard to know if the malfunctions you're having are just break-in issues or if there really is a problem. And 200 rounds of ammo is expensive for most people, especially these days. The good news, though, is that after that first 200 rounds, or even less in many cases, this gun is dialed in and it functions perfectly. So, complaining aside, it's probably worth it. The bronze finish on the barrel looks awesome. I'm a big fan, but it wears quickly and it reveals black marks or scuffed marks where it rubs in the slide during cycling. At first I figured I just needed to do a better job cleaning it, but it doesn't clean off. Those are abrasions. So enjoy the beauty before you shoot it, because it doesn't last. Shadow Systems has really taken the Glock clone market to another level. They've gone beyond the aesthetics and cool factor, and they've made a gun that's extremely accurate and reliable with great compatibility for optics. I enjoy shooting it, and I shoot it well. What's not to like? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I like to read them and even chime in on the discussion when I can. You can really support the channel and help me keep content flowing by hitting the like button and being a subscriber. I'm on Patreon too, if you want to support me that way, and patrons get early access to videos like this. Look down in the description of this video and you'll see several different discount codes and affiliate links. You can save significant money on products that I use and recommend. And keep in mind, some of those are affiliate links, which means you're also helping out the channel. This is just an opinion. Thanks for watching.